Hey everyone, Mommy needs a minute number 9. So I figured I would touch on this homeschooling insanity that I had already placed up. It's not a new series, but I guess you could say it's a follow-up to what I've been dealing with. Um, so yeah, everybody right now that has children that are out of school and that are not currently sitting within the school system because of the pandemic and the 6 feet apart, and it's because it's not safe. But so now we've been basically thrown into being a teacher. And basically, how the school board has decided in order for the kids to receive the curriculum is one of two ways. It's either through an online source, through something to do with Google Meets, or through the Chronicle Herald flyers that you receive once every week to every 2 weeks. So let me tell you where I find that there's an issue with this. So, me having a kid that's in grade 6, going into grade 7 technically this year, and a little girl who's in grade 3 going into grade 4, this process has made it extremely difficult because, yes, as you guys can see, I'm using a computer. But my computer is for my work. So it's not exactly feasible for me to allow the children to get onto the computer to do whatever it is that they need to do there because my computer is for work. Now, with it coming in the flyers, one thing I have noticed, and I quote, basically, I've called Chronicle Herald and they told me that I'm already getting the flyers, to which avail, no, I'm not, and I have not been. So I then told them that they needed to set up for me to get the flyers when the school stuff comes out. So technically for our area, I guess that's every 2 weeks. Lo and behold, I am now going on to the end of May and I have not received one flyer setting of this so-called work for my children. So I have received one in the entire time that we've been doing this schoolwork in the flyer thing. But it was because a family's friends brought it to me because they had gotten it in their flyers and they wanted me to have it so the kids would have something. Lo and behold, this really doesn't make it very efficient or convenient for me because I'm a busy mom with 3 kids and a small child that is literally learning to run. And while I'm sitting here trying to get my children to learn, it's making it very difficult because I can't sit down with them right now. And considering the flyers that they're giving, one I don't actually like is that to me, it really doesn't feel like it applies to children who, for either this last year or since they started school, have been on an IPP program. And if nobody knows what that is, it's basically a lower learning program for children who have learning disabilities to allow them to be efficiently able to learn within their pace and at their level for the time being, regardless of what grade they're in. So if your child has a specific set of learning levels that they were learning with either a resource teacher or a learning aid or something like that in school, now not only do they not have school, but they don't have those specific people. The flyers that the school curriculum is coming in, to my opinion, is still not actually accommodating those kids. So if you're a parent with a child who usually deals with an IPP program or a child that goes to resource, now you don't have that. They basically have created a blanket curriculum that should be easily done by children of the grade levels from grade primary to grade 9 is what I'm seeing in there. So on top of that, anybody that has sight issues might have an issue because the way it is all put on the pages, to me, makes it very hard to focus on what it is that you're trying to do. You have to kind of solely focus on one part of it, but you find basically, it says grade 1 literacy, and then to find the kid's next subject, you might have to go to a next page. It's not all one page for like their literacy, their social studies, or whatever like that. You have to go to different parts of the flyer to find all the different grade sectors that your child needs. Not including the fact that the writing is extremely small. They have basically thrown pictures into the flyer that look like handout sheets. And a lot of them are extremely blurry, and you kind of can't tell the little words that are actually inside the worksheet picture that they're trying to give you. So even if you wanted to say, hey, copy that freehand on a bigger piece of paper, it's not like you're going to be able to fully do that because it makes it difficult to do that. Yeah, this is just a rant, but this is how I feel about things like this. I feel that if we were going to do some kind of curriculum in the flyer, maybe they should have had somebody create actual worksheet packages from the school board and have those people deliver to those local schools on their doorstep, or their students in the vicinity on their doorstep, hanging on their door in a bag, or something like that. Because then you know that your child is getting that specific work. Yes, it would probably be a lot more work for, the school board to do, and I totally understand that. And as teachers, they don't get the credit that they deserve most of the time and that they need to have because of the way they have to, teach our kids. They basically see your kids for 6 to 8 hours a day, and then the kids come home to us. They don't get half as much credit as what they need. But I think what would have been a better solution for this, especially, you gotta look at it this way too. There's people probably within our community, regardless of the fact that there's additional resources right now for funding. A lot of these kids, one, don't have any kind of piece of technology to do this work on. Two, probably may not have internet, even though that seems like more of a necessity now than a privilege. And three, what happens if there's no technology, no internet, and then they're not getting their flyers like I am? That's 3 things. So then they're literally not getting anything of their schoolwork. So what I've decided might be a little bit of a better thing for me, if I can find them, and you guys can take this advice, or you can leave it, or continue doing whatever way works for you. You homeschool you do you. But I'm half tempted to go out there and get some of them curriculum books that are actually based on the Canadian curriculum for their age grade, and I'm going to get them to do the work that's in there. And outside this, everything beside, there's things that you can teach the kids that aren't in a flyer, that aren't on a screen that's in front of them. There is things you can teach them, like keeping the environment clean, going out and picking up some garbage, planting plants, help save the bees. There's a number of things that you can teach the kids on your own, too, that doesn't require you to try to pull something out of a curriculum in a flyer or trying to get them more screen time, because as this pandemic, and if they have any kind of technology, a lot of them are probably sitting there on their DSs, Switches, Xboxes, PlayStations, whatever it is. So instead of giving them more screen time, actually take them out on nice days. Go for a walk. Play scavenger hunt of nature, find out how much things they can see, or whatever it may be. As long as they are learning something, that is all that matters. And as long as you are staying happy and sane, that's all that matters as well, because this whole thing is a serious, serious insanity for everybody. And we're all in this together. So, like I said, take me or leave me. Take my words with a grain of salt, or take my advice. But this is my rant for the follow-up on my homeschooling insanity. You do you, boo-boo. But everyone have a great night, and that is my mommy needs a minute. 9. Alright guys, we'll see you this weekend for the next Create With Me. Bye!